Hello, everybody. Spider here, the FightCard podcast. Once again, being joined by Aaron Suarez. My man, how are you, bro?
Man, I'm good, man. It's been a long week already. It's only Monday.
Yeah, no kidding, man. The fact that you're here Monday already threw me off, man. I'm used to having you on Fridays, but hey, man, I'll take what I can get, bro.
Definitely.
My man, everybody out there, man, we are going over the next PFL fight, which is happening here in Texas this Wednesday. It's going down in Arlington, Texas, of course. This is going to be at the Esports Stadium arena in Arlington, Texas. So for those out there that can make it, by all means, support the sport.
No, definitely, man. Yeah, dude. Said Arlington, Texas, man. It's a good couple of hour drive, man.
Oh yeah,
you heading up there?
Probably catch a bus, maybe, man. I don't know if I have enough gas in the truck, bro, but definitely make the trip. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna go up. We're gonna go over the main card, and right off the bat, fight card subject to change because unfortunately, fighters are dropping off the week of. Yeah. But this is happening this Wednesday, as I stated, man. And I mean, right off the bat, man, we've got Simon Powell, 5-0, taking on Clinton Williams. And for those listening, we're gonna be taking parts on the bracket. You're gonna be taking off the right side of the bracket. I'm gonna be going on the left, and I mean, Simon Powell, of course, 5-0 out of England. I mean, the guy's got the UK flag, of course, posted up there. His nickname Smooth, and man, I mean, he's on a five-fight win streak. So with that being said, man, I think he's going to continue that. He's got a lot of experience. He's fought. He's got flying knee finishes. He's got submissions. He's got TKO finishes. He's already fought for the PFL Challenger Series. So momentum's on his side. I would say he gets the win Wednesday night.
Okay, man. Well, shoot, on my side, man, I got Clinton Williams. His nickname Bomba. So one thing that I'm looking at with him, man, is in his last 5 fights, he's 2-3, right? But the last one that he lost, man, that was back in 2019, and then of course, he had a comeback fight. Was it a XKO 51 where he won, but there was a 2-year gap. So now he's coming back and he's riled off 2 wins since then, right? So against Jose Leja and Jerome Hatch. So again, I think he does kind of continue it, man. I mean, that little 2-year gap of him being off kind of really helped him out a little bit. Maybe refocus himself. Maybe got life better a little bit, if you will, right? Kind of refocus some priorities. And now, man, he's in the right mindset, and I think he does continue with this win over Simon Powell, man. The kid is he's 9-5. So again, about an average record. So again, I think he does move to 10-5 after this fight. I think he ends up getting the TKO victory in the second round.
Man, yeah, I mean, the guy is from Texas, man. I mean, of course, he's not on my bracket, but I will say this. For those listening, if you go to the PFL and you buy the tickets, put down code CWilliams20 and give the guy some credit. I mean, of course, he's got to get paid extra for the ticket sales. But yeah, man, I mean, on this one, like you said, it's going to be a great fight. They're going to open up the card this Wednesday, so because of that, I expect fireworks and nothing but.
Oh, yeah, man.
All right, up next, man, we got Rob Wilkinson, 13-2, taking on Bruce Soto, 15-3 out of Brazil. Rob Wilkinson, this is a light heavyweight bout, 35-minute rounds, and 13-2 record, man. I mean, he's a lot of these fighters are international. I think that's a great thing because, of course, they're traveling with the promotion. PFL's pretty much all over the maps right now. Nickname Razor, man. So, I mean, just saying that, I think I got a paper cut, man. That's a pretty sharp dude, man. I mean, he's got a, 5-fight win streak. All of them via, submission, strikes, TKO. He's got a lot of experience. I mean, he's definitely a complete fighter. He's fought for Breaks Promotion, which I'm actually aware of out there in the across the pond, as we say. But, because of that, I think I see him getting that TKO victory, man. I see him going in there just like his nickname said, man, sharp and just taking control of the fight.
Okay, man. Well, shoot, my fighter, man, I got him, Bruce Soto. He's 15-3, man, and his last about 10 fights, man, he's all 10-0. His last loss came in 2015 against Vinicius Borer. And, man, but that, man, he has a lot of decision wins, right, which, again, I'm usually not a fan of, right, just because it kind of shows maybe he can't, he doesn't have the punching power, or maybe he doesn't have the technique or angle to set up his own finish. But his last fight, man, it was a flying knee to punches, and that was in the first round against Travis Davis, man. So again, very impressive, man. When it comes to it, and this is actually also a pretty quick turnaround for him as well, man. About a month and a half gap, 2 months, if you will, going in to fight Rob Wilkinson, man. So a guy who does want to stay busy, and I think he does carry that momentum into this fight, man. I'm not sure how he's going to win it, but again, if my money's on it, man, he's probably going to go with the decision win, just because that's been the majority of what he's been doing.
Right.
So, yeah, man, I think Bruce does it though. I think he gets 16-3 now.
No, yeah, man. Like we said, this is a 3 5-minute round, and I do apologize. Rob Wilkinson is actually out of Sydney, Australia, not England. But yeah, I mean, going up one bracket, should we say? It's a Marie Akhmedov. I mean, of course, 21-7. 205, man, another 205 bout. I mean, of course, he's taking on Victor Pesta. I mean, Omari, of course, you know, the guy, I mean, like we stated, man, it's an international fighters. Of course, this guy's he's a former UFC veteran. I mean, he fought through the promotion, wins, losses, of course, before being let go. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, right off the bat, man, I mean, he's coming off, he made his pro debut for PFL 20, number 10. He lost via ground and pound. The guy's actually, you know, he's got enough experience to realize, I mean, a new platform, I don't know if he got the jitters or, if, you know, if it was just not his night, but because of the experience, man, and that one loss, I see him being even more hungry now. So, of course, he's going to come in with something to prove. I mean, he wants to stay on that tournament bracket because a lot of these guys will either be on the end tournament, which is, for the $1 million contract, mm-hmm. or are going to be alternates, man. So yeah, I mean, I see experience. I see him getting that TKO. I don't want to say he's going to fight smart, but I think he's going to control the fight and control the pace.
Yeah, man. So with my guy, man, at 205, Victor Pesta, he's the number one lightweight in Eastern Europe. I'm not sure how much weight that carries, but again, just anytime you're number one in any division or any type of or any part of the world, that's got to hold something, right? Now my thing going back on it is looking at how to kind of break down some of his other fights, man. I'm not sure how to rank this because I don't know the quality of his opponent. So, but man, with that, man, he does have a lot of TKO finishes. A lot of this guy does finish fights. I mean, at least with the opponents that he has, a lot of submissions, a lot of TKO punches, a lot of head kicks, things like that. Very minimal when it comes to decisions. So that's something that is a bright side to it. You know, because a lot of guys do tend to lack some of that killer instinct, if you will, right? Or maybe they don't have that punching power. But with Victor, that doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. And for him to be the number one light heavyweight in Eastern Europe, I think that says a lot now. So
yeah. I mean, he's experienced, man. 18-6, bro. So.
Dude, yeah, it's a lot of experience right there, man.
I mean, he still loses, but yeah. Let's go on to the next one, man. No, man, it's going to be a great fight, man. So those watching or listening to this, of course, it's going to be happening this Wednesday in Arlington, Texas. ESPN is going to be the broadcaster, so definitely follow up and check it out. We're going to go up one. Martin Hamlet. This guy is 8-3, ranked number 67 worldwide, 205 pounds, 35-minute round bout against Theodore Oxtolis, I want to say. 11-5. I mean, ranked number 161 in the world. And you know, I looked up Martin Hamlet. I mean, the guy, he once again, he's an international fighter. The guy has been fighting from across the pond. You know, Cage Warriors. I mean, he's been a superior challenge promotion. A lot of regional promotions out there. In the PFL, he's actually 2-2. He's coming off a loss, but he has the experience once again, man. I mean, on this one, it's going to be, you know, the guys are coming all the way to Texas, man, and you know, being in Texas, of course, humidity, bro. I think it's going to affect some of these fighters, man. Martin Hamlet, I mean, of course, you know, the guy's from way of Norway and, you know, representing his team, man. 8-3 record, of course, you know, from Frontline Academy. I think he's going to be able to come in here and actually show some skills here in Texas, man. Of course, Wednesday, Arlington, Texas. But, man, those watching, you know, I see him victorious via a unanimous decision, man. I think he's going to take control of the pace, control the fight, and get a win.
Yeah, man. With Theodore, man, first thing, man, that kind of really pops out is just his Tapology page, right? His actual pick, man. He's got the brown belt. He has a brown belt in judo. That's his style of foundation. He's 11-5. Man, he's got the last 6 fights, man. He's got that picket fence, if you will. He's got the win-loss all the way up. His last fight was a loss to an inverted knee bar. So again, with the guys that do judo, right? No offense, but they don't typically do a whole bunch of stuff on the ground. It's just, hey, let me slam them.
Throws and
let me slam them with the earth, and then after that, whatever happens. So again, hopefully, man, he does stay with that trend because then that means he would win this fight. Anything else, man? I mean, as far as his fights, man, he doesn't have a lot of finishes, man. He just has he does have a lot more decisions. It looks like than anything else. He's won by TKOs, but then he's also lost by TKOs, and more importantly, he's actually lost a lot more by submission. So something that kind of I am looking at when it comes to his record. But I do have faith in my boy, and I do have faith in the fact that he's going to come out and he's going to set himself right, and he's going to actually fire off a couple of wins starting on the with this fight on the 20th.
No, yeah, man. Like I said, I mean, this is happening here in Texas, man. So obviously, those in attendance are going to be in for a treat, man. I mean, I put in for my media pass in case you guys are listening. You know, send me an email, let me know, and I'll have Aaron drop me off out there, man. Pick me up.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, we're going to go up one. This next one, of course, is going to be another prelim. All these are prelim fights, of course. 155. Alex Martinez, man, 8-2, taking on Stevie Ray, 23-9. Alex Martinez, I mean, I looked up the guy, of course. Once again, man, I mean, this guy is from Alberta, Canada. He's going to be from North America, I guess we should say. But, I mean, he's pretty experienced, man. He's got a long set of winning records from his, starting off with his amateur career. A lot of the wins, of course, have been through promotions like Brave CF out of Canada. A lot of regional promotions like XFFC, Icon Fighting Federation. He's on a 2-fight losing streak, of course, with the PFL promotion, man. You know, I mean, that's something, of course, you don't want to carry with you. I mean, this is for the tournament style, alternate bout. So, of course, Stevie Ray, man, I mean, 8-2. I think he's going to be 9-2, man. I mean, on this bout, of course, because most of his wins have been, via submission, man. I think he's going to go ahead and go with that submission victory.
Yeah, man. I got Stevie Ray. So the thing that kind of pops out is the fact that Stevie Ray is 23-9 and Alex Martinez is 8-2. So the fact that they're allowing this fight to happen because with such a huge discrepancy, that kind of means that I think Alex does have something that maybe Stevie Ray or Alex is bringing something that maybe the commission is seeing that, hey, you know what, he's actually legit to be able to hang in there with somebody who's 23-9. But with that, man, the 23-9, I'm looking up and down his record, man. He does have a submission win over Paddy Pimlet. Paddy the Baddie, right? In Polaris 11, right, with the inside heel hook.
Oh, nice.
And then he actually does have a win over Joe Lozon and Ross Pearson, man. So again, let me see what's his name. Stevie Braveheart, man. He actually does have a win against some pretty legit guys, man. So I'm looking forward to it. His last 5, man, he's 4-1. His only loss coming to Leonardo Santos on the UFC 11. UFC on ESPN Plus. Coming to punches, right? But again, I mean, that could, something kind of slipped on Leonardo. Maybe, just caught him with something. So again, I'm not looking too much into it, but I am looking at the fact overall that he does come out there, man, and he does look like he's going to get some finishes, man. His last fight was against Craig Ewers or whatever, which was in grappling. So again, the guy's competing. He's staying pretty busy. His last MMA bout was probably about 2 years ago. So again, we'll see how that holds out for him. But I'm liking how this will go. I'm not the most confident in this fight, even though the fact that Stevie Ray is 23-9 against the 8-2 Alex. But I can see Stevie pulling out a decision on this one.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's actually a pretty good resume. I mean, of course, that 2-year gap, I wonder, you talked about the commission allowing this. Maybe that's why. Maybe he hadn't fought 2 years. Yeah. But, I mean, Alex Martinez, of course, has his hands full, man. I mean, with a victory over Stevie Ray, I mean, that definitely catapulted him, dude. That's going to put a good resume on his own, So, yeah, I mean, 155 pounds, of course, prelims. We're going to go up one. Of course, another prelim bout at 205 pounds, 35-minute rounds. Emiliano Sordi taking on Cordy Hendricks. Now, Emiliano 23-9, the opposite of our other bout, of course. Your fighter on this one's 8-4 out of the U.S., of course. Emiliano Sordi, man. I mean, I looked at the guy when you were breaking down the other one, man, and the guy regional, man. He's a former Bellator fighter. He's fought for Arena Tour 9, which is another regional promotion out there. He's a returning fighter for the PFL promotion, man. He's got a win streak. He was actually on a win streak before he took a last loss on his last bout, man. But, I mean, he's got momentum. He's got the experience. He's got the, a win over Bubba McDaniel from here in Texas back Bellator 128. I mean, he's fought good dudes, man. He's fought a lot of great talent. And I think he's going to keep that, I mean, a lot of times a loss can either make you or break you, and I think on this one it's going to make him. He's going to get that win and go on that win streak again.
Okay, man. Yeah, no, on my end, man, with Corey Hendricks, he was actually set up to fight Clinton Williams on this card itself. But for whatever reason, they canceled that bout. and they switched him over with Emiliano Sordi. So we'll see how that goes, man. I mean, whether that plays into the favor of Corey or not. I mean, because anytime, I mean, you're training for, for a fight, it might have been two different styles. So again, it could be to the advantage of Corey, or it could be the disadvantage, man. We'll see that night. His last fight, man, he lost a decision to Chris Camuzzi. So again, I mean, another tough fight, which was back probably about 4 or 5 months ago or so. But before that, man, he was on a two-fight winning streak. Kind of back and forth a little bit with some of these guys, man. Like I said, looking through his record, he does have a lot of more submission finishes. So that the guillotine choke or the rear naked choke is kind of just what he does. So again, man, I would expect him to kind of look for that and get that going. And I think he does end up choking out his fighter in Emiliano Sordi, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, just within itself, dude. I mean, that's a good bout, bro. I mean, a lot of these guys are actually contenders. I mean, this is a contender series for their tournament style. So definitely, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. Once again, this was actually going to be the first bout on the main card at 155 pounds, 3 5-minute rounds. We have Nathan Schultz, 21-4-1 out of Brazil, taking on Canadian Oliver Albin Mercer. And I mean, I want to say Olivier. He's Canadian, so I guess it's got a little French kick to it, maybe.
I'm just gonna call it Mercer.
There you go, Mercer. There you go, 13-5. Nathan Schultz, man, 21-4 out of Brazil, 155 pounds, man. This guy is actually coming off a win over my other fighter, Alex Martinez, man. So of course these guys are in the PFL tournament style contention, dude. So but international fighters, dude. I mean, like we mentioned earlier, XFC International. He's fought for Blue Fight, which is an old promotion. He's actually fought, and it caught my attention, man. He actually fought for WSOF, which is what PFO is now, So that's how long this guy's been fighting. But yeah, I mean, he was on a win streak. He was on a winning streak, should we say? Took a loss and jumped back up against Alex Martinez, which was the other fighter that we just spoke about. And with this, with that being said, man, I mean, the guy obviously out of Brazil, training out of Santa Catarina, and yeah, I mean, I like this guy, Brazilian, of course. I mean, I'm rooting for him, and if anything, I think he's going to take this fight via unanimous decision.
Yeah, man, I'm looking at Alvin Mercer, and the thing that's really sticking out to me, again, there's 2 losses here. He's 2-0 in his last two fights, but before that, man, in his last 5, there's 2 losses in there with Gilbert Burns. How Gilbert Burns was with Chimaev, man, and those guys going, the distance and how realistically, man, how strong Gilbert Burns is, man, and he wasn't able to take out Chimaev, man, and for the fact that this guy went to a decision with Gilbert Burns says a lot. Alex Hernandez, which again he's a local here in town, training out of Colorado now, but we understand that he has a good wrestling pedigree, so for him to go all 3 rounds with Alex as well, this guy, it does show me that this guy is resilient. He does have that type of skill set to last all 3 rounds. Tough chin, cardio. And then he has some really good wrestling to keep those guys at bay. So I'm excited to see what he does with this, man. He's coming off of his 2 decision wins, unanimous over these 2 guys. So I think maybe the skill set with the PFL level type guys, maybe Mercer is just above them all. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. I do think he ends up finishing your guy. Probably maybe in the 3rd round or so, and moving himself up to 14-5, man, and then seeing what's next for him. Maybe getting him back into the UFC. We'll see how that goes, man.
No, yeah, man, no doubt, dude. Of course, the PFL format, dude. I mean, like we stated earlier, it's the contract is pretty up there. So of course, I'm sure he'll win and then maybe go to the UFC. We'll see, collect that $1 million, man.
Dude, yeah.
But yeah, man, moving up, of course, on the main card as well. This is at 205 pounds, 3 5-minute rounds. You have Antonio Carlos Jr., 13-5 out of Brazil, taking on Brazilian Delan Monte, 8-1. And Antonio Carlos Jr., like many on this card, man, it's a former UFC fighter. I mean, the guy, was on a win streak, took a couple tough losses, has a win over Marvin Vettori in the UFC 207. A lot of, top talent, dude. I mean, his last UFC bout, of course, he was on a 3-fight losing streak before jumping over to PFL. Since then, he's been on a 3-fight losing streak. A lot of times, it's the experience, of course, that he carries. Being on a new platform, of course, maybe rejuvenated the guy. But I like it for that reason. Of course, he's representing the American top team, and the guy's got. I mean, obviously has a lot of potential, man. 32 years of age, out of Brazil. Fighting in the PFL here in Texas. I mean, like I said, I mean, it's going to be entertaining. I mean, for those in Arlington, of course, stop by, support. Nickname on this one, bro, and it got me a little chuckle. It's Cara de Zapato. It's his nickname, and of course that means shoe face, man, basically, but yeah, man. I mean, I see him getting that victory, man. I mean, of course he's a Brazilian stylist, so I'm going via submission on this one.
Now, does that mean anything like different, like so as far as like slang,
I don't know, man. I mean, it sounds. I'm sure it's in Portuguese, but it's on Spanish, and I'm just saying, shoot face, bro. I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
I'm gonna have to ask some of the. I mean, I'm sure we know some.
We'll throw a shoe at him, see what he says.
Yeah, he's like, yes. He's
gonna be like, number one.
And with my guy, man, Delon Monte, he's 8-1, man. I'm looking at his record, and so again, as I've looked into records and I look at what these guys are, he's 8-1. And do I want to talk bad about my guy? No, not really, but. What I'm looking at, man, is a lot of his guys, man. I mean, he does fight guys with some experience, but he has guys that he made his pro debut against a guy who was 4-6, which I get, all right. But then, he was 4-0 and he fought a guy that was 0-3. Then he fought another guy that was 5-22, where he beat, and then 14-4 and 13-5. So realistically, man, what I'm looking at this is, he's been in there with some guys that have been experienced. So. And he won against those guys. His guy that he did lose to was Carlos Eduardo, who was 3-1 at the time, and he lost by rear naked choke. So, but with that, man, I think he's probably seen a lot, but I also don't think he's been challenged as much when it comes to maybe as far as the skill set goes or as far as talent goes. He is ranked number 29 in the light heavyweight division. So, just in Brazil, whereas Antonio, his counterpart, is actually number 29 worldwide. So I think that's going to be a big difference. We'll see, man. It's going to be a challenge. I'm not sure how he's going to pull this one off, but I think if he does, man, I think it will be a decision going maybe in the way of a split decision.
Yeah, man. And like you mentioned, because this could be that one fight that maybe, he gets his win. It'll definitely give people, it'll give him that acknowledgement. He definitely deserves to be here. But, he's got a good opportunity. And we'll see what comes. Of course, this Wednesday in Arlington, Texas, as stated earlier. And we'll see, man. I mean, of course, moving up, this is the co-main event for the event going on this Wednesday. 155 pounds, 3 5-minute rounds. Rauch Manfio, 15-3, taking on Don Magi, 10-3. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, I've got another Brazilian on my side. The guy's a veteran of the PFL promotion. Titan FC veteran. I mean, he's fought plenty of times for the promotion out there in Florida. So I'm assuming that, they have him as a Team Noguera. So, of course, the guy's coming in with a lot of experience when it comes to instructors and training partners. He's got a win over Anthony Pettis. He's got a win over Clay Kohler, which is interesting. He's been proven. I mean, he's actually been tested, should I say. Cavallo de Guerra is his nickname, Rauch Manfio. And because of that alone, man, I would say he has to be in the main event, right? But yeah, this is the co-main event. And I see him getting that streak. And, his wins have been via unanimous and split decision. And, I just hope that he gets that finish, submission or TKO. But I see him getting the victory Wednesday night, via either split decision or a unanimous decision.
Okay, man. Well, shoot, man. My guy, again, we talk about nicknames all the time, man. And he's Don Magic Man.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, the Magic Man.
There you go.
So, I'm liking that. One thing that is kind of weird to me, though, man, is that he went 2-0 in the UFC. He was on a UFC Fight Night 138, and then also a UFC 242, which, versus Khabib versus Poirier. And then yet he didn't get an extension. So,
oh, wow.
Kind of crazy. So they probably, just right after those, I guess, end of the year cuts or whatever, he probably didn't make it.
Short end of the stick, should we say.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, but he's still continuing that win streak, man. He is on a 7-fight win streak, dating back all the way to 2015. So, again, really good. But between 2015 and 2022, man, Didn't really fight as much, man. He'll take a year off or so, and then then he came back in 2016, took another year off, 2017. So he doesn't fight as consistently as we'd like to, but nonetheless, man, he's at 7-0 in these last 7 fights. Had his stints in the UFC, so maybe that's why they cut him. Maybe he wasn't accepting fights. But with that, man, I mean, from Cape Town, South Africa, man, real tough guy, the number 89 worldwide. So at 155, man, this is gonna be a good fight, man. I think we're really in for a knocker, man, on this one, man. I'm gonna look, man. I don't see him finishing, but again, I think it's probably gonna be a decision. But I think it's gonna be one of those action-packed decisions, where it's kind of just really going back and forth. And man, we'll go from there. I think with Don, I think he has where he's not fighting as consistently, he's fighting as much. So maybe the time in between training camps are pretty good. And then I think this fight, he just kind of goes all out there and throws everything that he has, man, just because he doesn't know he's going to fight next afterwards.
No, for sure, man.
Yeah,
I mean, that is the co-main event, going into the last bout, the main event for the night. This is happening this Wednesday. Clay Kohler, 20-9, taking on Jeremy Stevens, 28-19, bro. That's a hell of a lot of experience, bro. but yeah, my side of the bracket, of course, I've got Clay Kohler. The guy. This is the 155 pounds, 5-minute rounds, and it's gonna be a good bout, man. I mean, both guys, of course, are definitely gonna be tested. Clay Kohler on my side of the bracket, of course, he is a UFC veteran. The guy has fought numerous times, a lot of experience. A lot of his fights have gone to either a split or unanimous decision. What I like about the guy is that he does have a lot of boxing experience. He's got 3 losses when it comes to boxing itself. But the fact that he's training his hands, I mean, of course, we've talked about it plenty of times. In MMA, there's not much boxing that goes in there on the technical aspect. There's a few fighters out there that can. But he's one of them, I mean, of course, he's coming off 2 losses in boxing. His last bout for the PFL promotion was a loss against the co-main event guy, Raush Manfield. So I think he's going to go ahead and take this fight. I mean, he's going to test himself personally, but I think he's going to take the fight to Jeremy Stevens and actually prove himself. I mean, main event, of course, the last fight of the night. These guys, I mean, you've been there, man. You got to rest. You got to wait 3-4 hours before you start training and getting a hidden peak before you step in. But if anything, I would say he's going to come in and get the fight either TKO or KO in round 2, man. I'm going to call it.
Okay, man. The thing about Jeremy Stevens, and this is the funny thing, right? This is how long Jeremy Stevens has been fighting. Where a lot of his stuff on Tapology, they just say win. They say win. They say win or loss. They don't even say his promotion.
Took a win.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but this guy, he's been a staple in the UFC for many, many years, man. This one even shows it back all the way to 2007 when he made his debut against Din Thomas.
Wow.
So, I mean, he's been fighting a long time. And then his last 5 fights, man, he went 0-5. So, for him to end his... And they weren't against any, nobodies, man. I mean, Yair Rodriguez, Zabit, Jose Aldo, and also Calvin Qatar, man. I mean, you're losing the guys that are actually really good as well. But then they get cut, right? And then having to move on and then see what the next chapter of your life is going to be. Without the UFC, moving on to the PFL, maybe that helps him out, man. Maybe the skill set is a little bit closer to where he's at now. I mean, the guy's 35 years of age. But it also kind of just gives you a chance to kind of just really reinvent yourself if you need to. Maybe refocus on some things. Maybe you don't have to worry about the pressure of having to stay within the UFC now. Nothing's. I think at this point you can really just you don't have to worry about nothing. You can be a little bit more stress free. Coming towards the end of your career and making yourself a new home within the PFL. So I think with all that being said, kind of taking all that pressure off, man. I see Jeremy Stevens winning this fight, man. And I think he's winning this fight maybe somewhere in the 3rd round, maybe TKO. If not, then I know for sure he's probably going to... I think he's going to get that decision victory, and I think it'll be unanimous.
No, you see, man, and that's one of the things I like about these new platforms, man, is because you have an opportunity to reinvent yourself. I mean, of course, we've talked about how strong the UFC is when it comes to namesake, because, of course, you can be a fighter in any other promotion, but when it comes to you're in the UFC, it kind of carries a little bit more weight.
Yeah.
The fact that it's in the PFL promotion, man, the promotion itself, they kind of reinvented themselves as well. I mean, of course, we know them from WSOF back in the day. The PFL, the whole tournament style format, of course, I'm a fan of. The fact that they're on Wednesdays and during the week, man, I kind of miss them here and there, but I always like to touch base and go back. But yeah, man, it's going to be a great card. I mean, of course, Jeremy Stevens. I mean, the fact that he gets an opportunity to reinvent himself, I'm a fan of that. Once again, everybody out there, man, this is going to be happening this Wednesday, Arlington, Texas, of course. For those out there, man, Esports Stadium in Arlington is going to be where the action is going to be taking place in. It's going to be for the PFL 2022 #1 for the regular season. Tons of more fights. Of course, the Anthony Pettis fight got scrapped on this one, so hopefully he'll fight on the next one. But looking forward to the whole card itself, man. I mean, anything you want to add before we wrap this up, bro?
No, man. Yes, I do. With the PFL card, with the PFL card coming in on a Wednesday, you said,
yeah.
I mean, that's kind of get you that mid-morning or that midweek break. You don't have to wait till the weekend to get that going. But again, you have a lot of talent, man. With a whole bunch of gyms popping up everywhere, with the accessibility from promotion to promotion, like you're gonna get a lot of fighters, man. So no matter what cards you're looking at, man, whether it's PFL, Bellator, Fury, these other local regional scenes like LFA, you're getting quality fighters from across the world now that can really showcase their talent. So for sure, man, check these promotions out and see and kind of take a guess on which fighter's gonna make it to the UFC next.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, of course, those listening to this, I mean, chime in, let us know if you agree with me or disagree with Aaron, of course. but yeah, I mean, this is going to be for the PFL promotion, of course, Professional Fight League. For those listening up, keep following us. Go to our Facebook page, our Twitter, our TikTok. You got Aaron out there dancing a few for you guys. And continue to support, man. Of course, follow up, chime in, and support. Until next time.